How about them Cowboys? Angry Cowboys fan, born to battle. Hey, hey, star on our chest means we never sell. America's team through thick and thin. Hey, hey, when the star shines bright, that's when we win. Angry Cowboys fan.
What's going on, Cowboys Nation and angry Cowboys fans around the world? Y'all know who it is. It's your man, the Angry Cowboys fan. And Cowboys Nation, I'm going to keep it a buck with y'all. I've been thinking about the future when it comes to the most important position on any NFL team and how important it is for the fan base to be patient and to be supportive of whoever the Dallas Cowboys brings to this team to take the place of Dak Prescott once he decides to move on to the next chapter in his life. While I was thinking about this, I came across a video from Cam Newton's 4th and 1 where he was talking about what Super Bowl winning quarterback Drew Brees had to say about the development of the quarterback position. Unfortunately, Cowboys Nation, the Dallas Cowboys won't be able to enjoy whoever we bring to this team when Dak Prescott retires because some in the fan base, they don't give our quarterback or any player on this team for that matter the runway to be great. We want them great right out the gate. Bars. So we're going to take a listen to the 2 clips that I got for y'all, then y'all know what we're going to do. We're going to come back and unpack this raw and uncut. So, angry Cowboys fans, let's take a listen to what Drew Brees had to say while also listening to what Cam Newton had to say about the quarterback position in today's NFL.
At the end of the day, I really have kind of developed a formula just based on observation, for a lot of these young quarterbacks in finding success in the NFL. And first and foremost, I think a lot of these guys need about 50 high-level starts before you're going to know what you have in a quarterback. And that includes college and then at their time in the NFL. In other words, if you go draft a guy who has all this upside potential, but he only had 15 to 20 starts in college, well, guess what? You're going to have to sit around and wait 2.5, 3 seasons before you can really develop this guy. He needs those 50 high-level starts. He needs a solid veteran backup quarterback in the room with him that's going to help guide him, teach him how to be a pro, teach him about preparation. He's going to need to be in an offense that fits his skill set or can be built to his skill set. You're going to need to build the team around him. I saw a great quote from Liam Cohen down in Jacksonville the other day, just talking about a lot of the success for these young QBs is about timing and circumstance early on in their career. And that is absolutely right. Now, some guys are going to develop a little bit faster than others. Some guys are just going to be in better situations. QB's best friend, great defense, great run game, right? If your team doesn't have that, you're just putting more pressure on this kid. So at the end of the day, that's really the formula. And now you just need a patient organization, patient fan base in order to get that QB to that level that you want him to be at.
You want a patient fan base, a patient organization to get that QB or any player on the team where you want him to be at. But let's go ahead and keep it about Cowboys Nation. There were a number of fans who were saying that we needed a new quarterback before Dak Prescott even had those 50 starts that Drew Brees is talking about. There were fans who were telling Jerry Jones just to move on from Dak Prescott. Having that veteran quarterback to develop under wasn't really available for Dak Prescott. Your QB1 was thrown into the fire due to the injury of the first and second string quarterbacks during his rookie season. What Cowboys Nation has witnessed has been Dak Prescott growing and developing himself to get to where we are today. But let's go ahead and jump into the second clip so we can go ahead and get into this raw and uncut real quick.
I don't think fan bases, coaches even have the patience or the time to properly give players time to develop. And I'm reminded by this. If Peyton Manning played in this generation of sports, would we have been able to really see him grow into one of the, if not arguably one of the greatest quarterbacks that we've ever seen.
Yeah,
especially in this era.
No,
right?
You wouldn't. They would have been like, bro.
He's a bust.
Yeah, exactly.
But when you hear him say, or Drew Brees or Coach Liam Cohen say, timing and circumstance and patience, those things are important for a quarterback's development, not just a quarterback, a player's development.
Yeah.
Because oftentimes there've been so much to be said where fan bases are starving for somebody to take control. And unfortunately for fan bases, it's going to take time for that individual to grow into their greatness.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep it a buck, Cowboys Nation. If Peyton Manning was a Dallas Cowboy, the Dallas Cowboys fan base would have been asking for his head years before the Indianapolis Colts decided to go ahead and trade him to the Denver Broncos. They wouldn't have allowed him to get that first Super Bowl victory. You know what I'm saying, Cowboys Nation? But this doesn't just go for the quarterback position. This goes for any position on the Dallas Cowboys. How many times have we heard that Tyler Guyton was a bust during his first year of being in the league? You know what? We're going to go ahead and get into it. Y'all ready for this raw and uncut? Y'all ready? Let's get it. Get ready for the Angry Cowboys fans, raw and uncut.
Keeping it real. They keep it real. That's real.
Cowboys Nation, the level of microwavable success fans nowadays expect in the NFL is out of this world. We expect rookies just to come out of college and be day one starters. It doesn't really matter where they got drafted, if they got drafted in the first round or if they got drafted in the 7th round. If you're drafted to the Dallas Cowboys, you must be a difference maker day one. If you're hired as a head coach for the Dallas Cowboys, there's no grace period for you. You must produce a winning product in year one. There's no growing, there's no developing. No matter what you have surrounding yourself with, you must produce to the highest level of our expectations, the highest level that our expectations will allow. If you don't, then we don't have time for you on this team. There's a number of Dallas Cowboys who don't get the pleasure of developing, Cowboys Nation. They just get tossed into the fire day one. Dak Prescott got tossed into the fire and was expected to lead the team to a championship in his rookie season. The entire team is expected to be flawless no matter who is on said team or their skill set. Same Cowboys fans demand this false standard that this organization hasn't embodied in over 3 decades, and that's the standard of championship football. I hope each and every Dallas Cowboy fan understands that your team has to exhibit championship football in order for it to have a standard of championship football. You know, a restaurant can't exhibit a standard of excellence and cleanliness if it continuously fails at its inspections year in and year out. They have to go through a number of inspections that are excellent in order for them to stay excellent. When was the last time the Dallas Cowboys was even close to a Super Bowl championship? 1995? Since then, they haven't been close. So how can the fan base expect this type of excellence if the team you represent hasn't seen this type of excellence in 3 decades? And when I talk to some fans or respond to some of the comments in my comment section, I wonder if the people that I'm talking to even understands what it takes to have a championship winning team. Have they ever been a part of a championship winning team before on any level? I also ask what their expectations are for the team as well as the individual players on the team. And as you guys are fully aware, there's a market for degrading and dehumanizing the Dallas Cowboys organization. There is a market for those who hate the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. I know this because people send me the links to their videos all the time. Here's a little secret to y'all. The ones that send me the links, I don't watch those type of videos because I completely disagree with their takes. I don't agree with bashing a player who's made it 10 times further than where I have in the sport that I love, Cowboys Nation. I'm not the type to go to McDonald's and scream at the person in the grill because I feel that they're making my sandwich slow. I don't expect excellence out of them, and because they haven't demonstrated excellence, how can I expect excellence out of them? But unfortunately, heavy is the head who wears the crown. In this league, the talking heads, the media, as well as the fans and the salary cap dictate who the most important person on the team is. If you're making the most, then you should be the one that's taking all the majority of the criticism as well as the praise, right? No, Cowboys Nation, I don't believe that one bit. What I do believe is something that the Dallas Cowboys haven't had since the 90s, and that's a great football system. The thing is, Cowboys Nation, it's damn near impossible for the Dallas Cowboys to build a system that allows whoever to be productive in said system because Cowboys Nation isn't patient enough to allow the system to be established. Some in Cowboys Nation expects the quarterback position to be the system when it doesn't work for the majority of the time, even in more successful organizations. Those teams out there winning Super Bowls don't expect their quarterback to carry their team to a championship. They're expected to lead their team to a championship. And let's not act as if there's no difference between carrying and leading, because there is, Cowboys Nation. But let's take this year as an example for the Dallas Cowboys. The Dallas Cowboys offense ranked number 1 in a plethora of different metrics. Your quarterback broke records that were held within your organization, helped his main targets get past 1,000 yards, helped usher one of those targets to their first Pro Bowl appearance, ranked top 5 in the league in a number of different stats, but some Cowboys fans will chalk it up as stat padding. So, what if the defense was top 10 and the Dallas Cowboys won a majority of those games that we lost due to the poor defensive showing? Now, would that be considered stat padding, or would we be celebrating because we won the games? We'd be celebrating, Cowboys Nation. But what stood out to me in those clips was the word patience, something that some Cowboys fans lack. We are so thirsty, we are so hungry for another championship that we want to skip the steps that it takes to get to that championship. I remember in 2023, all of us was planning out the Dallas Cowboys path to the NFC Championship that we almost forgot that we had to play the Green Bay Packers in Super Wildcard Weekend. That's not the only case, Cowboys Nation. What about when Dak Prescott was going up for his first payday with the Dallas Cowboys? There were Cowboys fans who were saying that Jerry Jones shouldn't even extend him, that they should move on from him, that he would never get this organization to a championship, and how we should just draft his replacement. Didn't even give him the grace to get out of his first contract, his rookie contract. The same thing went for players like Tyler Guyton, Mozzie Smith, Jalen Smith, Kalen Carson, and so on. Some Cowboys fans label them busts before their rookie season is even over. Why? Because we don't give these players the time needed in order to develop and be successful in this league. This is why I feel this organization is doomed when it comes to finding another quarterback to help lead us to the promised land, because he'll be under so much scrutiny, he'll be under so much pressure to do so. He'll be expected to carry this team, no matter who's on said team, to a championship, and if he can't get it done within his rookie deal, we'll just want to move on from them instead of chalking those 4 years up to development. Every time you log on to your different social medias, you'll see fans of the Dallas Cowboys putting down said quarterback because he wasn't able to get it done within the time frame that we gave him. He'll be expected to do the impossible with the impossible, and will only have a team starting to build around him when he's on the other side of his talent hill. Fans will say how he had one of the greatest teams built around him, but it was built with players that are on their last leg in the league or rookie or bargain bin talent. They'll say that he had the best defense in the league when stats wouldn't back up their claim. And when stats don't back up their claim, all of a sudden, they hate stats. So what am I getting at, Cowboys Nation? And I know I can't speak for everybody in Cowboys Nation, so I'm going to speak for myself. I'm going to do a little bit more to be more patient with this team and this organization. Yes, I know it's been 30 years since we made it to a Super Bowl, but if we listen to some of those fans, it would take us another 30 years to make it to a Super Bowl. But I'm going to continue to rest on my understanding as to what it takes to win a championship, what it took for my semi-pro team to win a championship, and the role we took in order to get there, Cowboys Nation. It wasn't on the shoulders of just one player. It fell on everyone on that team to make it and to win that championship, and that's what it's going to take for our Dallas Cowboys. Now, all that we need to do is get this system up and running, get the system in place and ready to rock for the 2026 season. The system that can plug in a rookie and just flourish in that system. A system that can have a franchise quarterback be replaced and not skip a beat. A system that is built off aggression. But Cowboys fans will glaze Howie Roseman and how he built the Philadelphia Eagles, but expect the exact opposite from the Dallas Cowboys front office. Not one person in the Philadelphia Eagles organization expects Jalen Hurts to carry that team to a Super Bowl. That's why they surround him with all the talent that they had on both sides of the ball. Our quarterback, he has the talent on the offensive side. Now all he needs is that championship caliber defense. What's that old saying, Cowboys Nation? Offense wins games, but defense wins championships. This has been your man, the Angry Cowboys fan. Cowboys Nation, are you picking up what I'm laying down? Do you see how the entire team is responsible for the success of the entire team? Y'all know how we do. We always talk about it in the comments section. If you're digging this content and you want to help the channel reach its current goal of 20,000 subscribers, drop a like on this video, share this content with anybody that you know is a Dallas Cowboys fan, and if you're on your mobile device, make sure you hype this video. Doing so can help the Angry Cowboys Fan YouTube channel reach even more Dallas Cowboys fans so we can root on our Dallas Cowboys together. And if you are DC for life and you see what we're missing, and we're only missing a couple pieces in order to contend, hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell to be notified whenever I go live, release a video, podcast episode, or film breakdowns. You can catch my Madden 26 and College Football 26 gameplay on my new channel, the Angry Cowboys Fan Gaming Channel. I will put the link to that in the description. I was going to draw this whole video out in crayon for the ones that don't get it, but I didn't want to put the ones that do get it through that type of turmoil. Like I said before, there's a market for those who hate Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys and only want to report on the negativity surrounding our Dallas Cowboys, but the Angry Cowboys Fan YouTube channel is not about that. All I want is for this organization to eventually win a championship, and I intend to remain loyal to the star during that time. But this has been your man, the Angry Cowboys Fan, and I'm out. Dang, Angry Cowboys fan, you done made it through the entire video. But if you want more content, you can definitely go to this video right here. Or if you want the latest episode of the Angry Cowboys Fan Podcast, you can go right here. But whatever you do, like, share, and subscribe to the channel, but remain DC for life.